All right, good morning. So, we find out in the news here that Donald Trump's first stop that he's going to make, his first foreign stop as the President of the United States, he's going to head on over to the Vatican. He's going to go straight to the Vatican. How about that? Straight up to the Vatican. Isn't that something? Isn't that amazing? Yeah, it's not really amazing. It's actually pretty normal. Hi, Jason Chan. How you doing, brother? Here's the thing. The Pope, we know, in public, doesn't like Donald Trump. In private, he's controlling him. Now, there's a difference of opinion in many people. And let me tell you, some people believe that the Jews run everything. Some people believe that the Vatican does. I believe they're all of the same spirit. Okay? But I believe the Pope in Rome is the only man that can walk across everywhere, any country, any line with diplomatic immunity and never, ever be arrested for any of the child molestation stuff that happened, for any of those things. He can never be arrested. He can never be put in prison. Now, Trump, which might as well be Obama, he is going to go see the Pope first, and then he's going to Israel. Now think about this for a second, okay? So Trump goes to Rome, and then he's going to go to Israel. You can't even make this up. It's just too good. Is there a Jewish conspiracy? Well, absolutely there is. Of course there is. I believe the Antichrist is going to be Jewish. I believe he's going to be working with a false prophet over there in Rome. Okay, well, I believe that people say things like, well, is Donald Trump a Jesuit? No, Donald Trump's not a Jesuit. Donald Trump was Jesuit trained. Donald Trump is a Jesuit coadjutor. That's what he is. Okay? He's not a Jesuit himself. A Jesuit is somebody that goes through the training and becomes a Jesuit and becomes a priest. Good morning, Sister Cindy. How are you? So that's what a Jesuit is. Okay, they go through the actual training, they go through everything, and then they become a Jesuit. Okay, they become an actual Jesuit. Francis is a Jesuit. Francis is the top of the heap Jesuit. Well, he works for the Black Pope. He said that he would give allegiance to the Black Pope. Okay, which is interesting. So the point is that your president of the United States is going to Rome. Now, why is he going to Rome? Well, the Pope has that temporal power and spiritual power, right? The two powers, okay? The temporal and the spiritual power. Now, Ronald Reagan reestablished a relationship with the Vatican. Yep, that good old Ronald Reagan. He reestablished the relationship with the Vatican, okay? Those diplomatic ties, those ambassador ties, he reestablished those, okay? So now, ever since then, now we have this agreement again with Rome, which we always had underlying, but now it's just open, okay? So now you have the Pope and the Jesuit-trained Pope meeting with the President of the United States. Now, the President of the United States is going over there as a leader of the nation, okay? As a leader of the nation. And remember, there's the temporal power, there's the spiritual power. So, the Pope, oh, by the way, before I forget, well, let's go with the temporal power first. The temporal power is you kiss the scepter of the Pope if you're a leader and you go put your country underneath the Pope, recognizing his authority. Otherwise, why would any nation go over there, bow the knee to that man, like all the presidents of the United States did? Bow the knee to that man, all the presidents that went over there, bowed the knee to that man, right? And recognized his temporal authority. Now, they're not going to say that publicly. Oh, I recognize the Pope's temporal authority. Of course they're not going to say that. Hey, guess what? Here's a clue for you. What did JFK say? Well, I'm not going to let the Pope run America. There he went. He was gone. That's how you know the temporal power is real. Okay, now, so then you have the spiritual power of the Pope. Now check this out. Donald Trump signs an executive order, which we're going to cover on an OPBC online next week with Brother Gerald Finney and Dr. Greg Dixon. We're going to talk about some of these things, Lord willing. We're going to talk about the legal aspects of some of these things and look at on the 501c3 issue and everything else. We're going to talk about some of those things. So anyway, stay tuned for that OPBC online. That'll be interesting because we're going to talk about the ramifications, the implications, what takes place with that new 501c3 ruling that he loosened or lessened things on. It'll be interesting. But, you know, Dr. Greg Dixon wrote an article, and him and I don't agree on everything, okay? So we're not in 100% agreement. We're talking about government issues here, 501c3 issues, and he's been a champion of those issues, okay? And he deserves respect for that. He's championed a lot of things. So I respect the man for all that he's done for the Lord and the stand that he took when nobody else would take a stand. Okay, so he has my respect. That man, that Johnson Amendment that was jumped on, that was supposed to be attacked, is not what you think it is. But we'll see. We'll talk about that next week. However, Dr. Dixon wrote an article, Is Trump the Next Constantine? So boom, he signs this executive order. He announces he's going to go see the Pope. Coincidence? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it was planned. I think it's well orchestrated. Okay? I think it's a well orchestrated plan. Now, so think about that, okay? Think about the two powers, the temporal, the spiritual power of the Pope, okay? And what he believes and what he stands for, what he holds to. And then you'll find out why Donald Trump goes there first. That's a point. He's making a point. By the way, Donald Trump was trained at a Jesuit university, Fordham University. He was trained there. All this is coming around for a reason. There's always a public doctrine and a private one. All this is happening for a reason. So understand this, that there's more to this than what you think. And then he heads over to Israel after that. All that plays into effect. This peace in the Middle East, all this other stuff. This is all end time stuff, friend. This is all end time stuff coming around. Your president is not what you think he is. But you're going to find that out soon. It's going to be revealed very quickly who this man really is and what he's really doing. I mean, it already is, really, if you're paying attention. They just, and we'll talk about the healthcare fiasco and why some of the Republicans didn't vote on it and they held out and the reason why. So pay attention very closely to what happens out of this meeting with the Pope and Donald Trump's direction and everything else. He's making a statement by seeing the Pope first. Just remember that. Anyway, something to think about. I'm going to do another follow-up video, maybe today, maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure when I'm going to do it, but I want to deal with this Nick Hall event that we went to last night and preached outside of, because it is unreal, the blindness that people have. And we are in the days of deception. Have a good day.